Hello everybody, welcome. I am back. I have missed you all. Alright, so we are going to make a St. Patrick's Day wreath. I am using a 24-inch evergreen base. I've got it all fluffed out. I've been playing with it for quite a while now, so it should be ready to go. If you all have been with me for a while, you know every year I use this plush leprechaun. His name is Lucky. We named him years ago. A very original name, right? But he is I use him in a wreath every year. It's not the only wreath I do. Sometimes I'll do two St. Patrick wreaths, but normally I only do the one unless someone requests them because I don't sell a whole lot of them. Hey, Rita. So I'm going to show you how I prepare him, and then we will start on the wreath, okay? So I went ahead and started some of this process, but I know there's a few of you who watch that have asked questions about how I do this, so I'm going to show you. So you know that if any of you get these plush attachments, they usually come weighted. With a wreath, we don't need that extra weight, so I take that out. So what I did was he has a seam right here in his breeches, and I cut that open. If I can get him here so I can show you. I cut this open with my, I use an X-Acto knife. You can use a seam ripper if you have one. I just happened to use what was handy. That's what was handy. All right, so be very careful when you do this because you don't want to cut that bag that has all that dirt and rocks in it. So cut this layer. There's usually a layer of material or felt over the bag. If you can see it, there's a piece of red felt in there. So I had to cut that open as well. Hello, I am happy to be back too. I have missed you all. So you want to be very careful when you're taking this sack out because you do not want this to get all over everything. So if you can do it over a trash can or something, do it over that. So this one, because I prepped it already, it's ready to come out. You have to be careful because sometimes they will sew it in. And when they do that, because they don't mean to, but it catches when they're sewing. And it'll tear the bag and leave a mess. So, and trust me, you don't want that mess. I've had it. And as a matter of fact, I think this one just ripped. Maybe not. Maybe it was just, nope, it ripped. Or maybe it was already coming apart. But anyway, so gently pull this out. And I don't normally show this on live, but so many people have asked, I thought I would go ahead and show you guys how I do this and prepare it. So I'm going to do it over my little trash can here because it is coming out. It doesn't look like the bag is ripped. Well, yep, there it is. That'll help us to get it out because it's kind of like giving birth here. You gotta work it out. All right, there we go. Yeah, see, there was a big rip in that one. All right, so then he's got fill in there. Usually I will take and add more to it if I have mine down here. Yep, I do. Let me grab this bag here. So I just use this little fill. Grab a handful of it. I don't need that much. Get that out of the way. And we're going to add some more to it, just to take up that space from where we took out those bag of rocks. And that's all it is a bag of crushed up rocks. But when we're making wreaths, we don't need the extra weight. It's already expensive to ship. We don't need to make it any worse, right? So how are you all doing? Now that material or felt that's in there, you don't have to worry about covering it back up because you're going to sew this or glue it. Some people just glue them. I like to sew them because it's just stronger that way. And I don't have to worry that glue's ever going to come undone. And it doesn't have to be pretty. No one's going to see this. I already have my needle and thread ready. This is about the only time you'll ever see me sewing because it's the extent of my sewing abilities. I can barely do a straight line. So I won't. Alright, so there we go. So see, it's not pretty, but you're not going to see it anyway. I just want that seam because I'm going to attach my wire to his rear end and to the back of his hat so that I can put him on my wreath. So I have to have that seam there for me. like I said, some people can glue it and be fine with that. I just prefer to sew it up. So there we go. He's so much lighter now and isn't going to be an issue for shipping. So there's Lucky. If you guys, like I said, if you haven't been with me before or for the last few years, ever since I've been doing lives, he's been with us. Not this particular one, but the same stuffed. I can get him they get him at Big Lots. So if you're wondering where he comes from Big Lots. Here's what we're working on. Here is our 24-inch evergreen pine. I've already fluffed it out. It comes with 2 bars on it. This one's from Hobby Lobby. So what? Because there's a big gap in between the 2 rows, I go through and I just take every few inches and tie 2 together, and it fills in that center. So let me show you some of the other stuff we're going to be using. So I've got some mesh. I had a couple of rolls that were almost empty, so I went ahead and used them up. I have this olive green. I have the lime green. I have this metallic evergreen or dark green, whatever you want to call it. And then I have this one here with the snowball mesh or snowdrift mesh. We're going to use that. So I have 4 of them. They're all cut at 24 inches because that's what it came out to when they were on the thing. There's 5 of each. So we have that. I don't need that anymore. All right, then I've got this. It's leftover. I pulled it out anyway. It's lamb's ear. I don't know if we'll use all of this, but we'll use some of it. I have some shamrocks here in case we need them. Don't know if we'll use them. I have my carnations, my green carnations. Got a couple of those. Of course, you gotta have your shamrocks. And then I also have some boxwood. And then, of course, we have our ribbons. So I have all of my ribbons that I have for St. Patrick's Day. I don't keep a whole lot of stuff on hand. So we're going to use a mismatch of some of this. I am not doing tails on this wreath. Once I put in all the mesh and we get the leprechaun on there, we'll put in some bows and some ribbons here and there. And we'll probably do like little hand bows or something. But I also have these little glittered shamrocks. So I have this one. I don't have any more of those, but I did have a couple of these, so I pulled those out too. And then I also have these little charm ones. And of course we have our gold coins. And here is our sign, because every year when I make this, because we named him Lucky, I always look for a sign that has his name on it. This one says Lucky's Delivery Service, and since I have the ribbon with the truck and the shamrocks in the back of it, I thought that was perfect, so I picked that one up today at the Christmas tree store. If y'all don't have a Christmas tree store, you're missing out. They have a whole bunch of St. Patrick's Day. It's usually the only place I can find St. Patrick's Day stuff. The only thing they don't carry is the ribbon. So, alrighty, now, I feel like I'm talking a mile a minute here. Alright, so like I said, this is all fluffed out. I have a terrible time with just leaving it. So we're going to use these 3 primarily to fill in, and fuzz flying around, and then we're going to add these in every now and then. Alright, so these are cut at 24 inches like I said, and I'm going to ruffle them up. I'm not going to do anything fancy. We're just going to do a regular ruffle. So I'm just going to pick a place, and I'm going to start, and I'm just going to add these in, and I'm going to use these ties to tie my stuff in. Hello. Hey, Cheryl. Thank you. I appreciate it. I feel like I've been gone forever. It's just been a little over a month, but it feels like a lot longer than that. So I'm just going to go take one, at a time here and just add them in. I'm not really doing any kind of pattern. I'm going to try and do them in the same order every time, but you know how that goes. And because it's cold and my hands are so cold, I have to take my rings off. Hey, beautiful. How How are you doing? You know what? I think I'm going to keep these separate. These two look so close together. It's alright. It doesn't matter. It's all going to be covered up anyway. We're just going to go with it. And I'm putting these kind of close together because I have plenty here. I was hoping that. So I posted some links in the description for you guys. One is to our FabFind community group, which is just for you to share your lives and your photos and things like that. And the other is for Susie's mesh roller, which I used the Sidekick 10-inch mesh roller, or 10-inch Sidekick to cut my mesh tonight, and that I can show you what that looks like. And then okay, this is the Sidekick. It holds 2 rolls of mesh, so you can cut 2 rolls at the same time, which is what I did when I cut these. It also has the little slot right here, so you can put your mesh through there and holds it for you while you're cutting it. I absolutely love mine. I have the bigger one that she has too. She has several sizes, and I have the bigger one, but I love this one the most because I use a lot of 10-inch mesh. So the link for that, my affiliate link, is in the comments for you. So if you're looking for a mesh roller, check them out. She also has bundle packages to where you can get your mesh roller and glue gun holder, which I also have the glue gun holder. That sits over here. You can probably see it a little bit. You guys have seen me use that several times. Right? Alright guys, that took long enough, right? There we go. Alright, now I'm going to smash this a little bit in the back. So what I mean by that is I'm going to take and I'm going to bend my frame in. Let's do it this way. I want to give this an oval shape. Don't go too far because you could break your frame. But I want to give it an oval shape. I want it to be a little more oblong than round. So that's what I've done. There we go. Alright, now we're going to put Lucky in there. So again, here's Lucky. This is our Leprechaun. I use him every year in a wreath. I get him from Big Lots, so hopefully they never stop selling him because I don't know what I would do without him. So what we did in the beginning was I showed you how I take out the sack of dirt out of his bum. So we did a little operation there. So if you want to see that after the live, you can go back to the beginning and see how I did that. Looks like it's... Alright. Wire cutters. So I only need 2 wires for now. I'm going to put one in his bum. And I'm going to put one in his hat. And that should secure him pretty good. Alright, so I'm going to take my needle. Now I'm going to use my metal one because I'm going through this thicker material on his hat. But I do sell the plastic yarn needles, weaving needles in my shop. I have the 6-inch size, and then I also have the 3.5-inch size. So you get these in a set. You either get the 3 or the 6-inch, whichever you choose. You can find those in my shop. My link is at the bottom there. Alright, so let's see. We want him on this side. I always put him on this side for whatever reason. So I'm going to make sure to go in here because I want him to sit. And that's why I sew this, because I have that seam. If I just glued it, I would be worried it would come undone. So I sew it. It gives me that seam that I took out of there. And I just used a seam ripper or a X-Acto knife, which is what I used today because it was closer. And I'm going to go through the back of his hat right here on the brim. Right on the brim, there's where it was, I don't know if they've glued it or sewn it. It looks like it's glued. But I'm going to go right in through that and then into this black band. If I can get this to go in there. There it goes. So right under that black band, it's going to come up. And that's going to hide it. Well, I just stabbed him in the head. Poor thing. First I operated on his bum, now I'm stabbing him in the head. Just can't get a break. And it's not going to matter that I'm squishing his brim because you're not going to see it anyway. And this wreath is listed in my shop. It just does not have a picture. It says made on Facebook Live. Alright, let me fold down these here. Right there and right there. Alright, so I'm just looking to see where I'm going to put these. So you take your needle. I'm going to use this one so y'all can see. So I'm going to take my 6-inch needle. I'm going to put my wires on here. Shipping is included in the cost of the needles. And we're going to go straight down in there so it pulls both those wires down for me. I don't have to look and see where I'm going. All I do is pull it straight down through the mesh and everything. And I'm going to take those two wires and separate them, and I'm going to make sure I go around the wire frame of the wreath. I don't want to tie it to the mesh because it could come undone or rip. I want it to actually tie to the frame, the metal frame of the wreath. Do the same with his head. Right here. Well, thank you. Okay, he's in. I will tighten the wires later. I leave them because I don't know if I have to move him or adjust him. So there's Lucky. Alright, let's put in our sign. And then we'll make a bow. So I think I'm going to do the bow down here. We're going to put the sign up here. This is a wooden sign. Also came from the Christmas tree store. And it says Lucky's Delivery Service. It's got the green truck and says open 24 hours. And then it's got the little shamrocks on it. Or those 4-leaf clovers, I guess. Alright, so I'm just using my staple gun. Sorry for the noise. I'm using 3 pipe cleaners. Alright, let me see. Where's that wire at for the frame? I want to make sure I get in between it so I can tie this onto that. Come on. Alright, so I'm going to take my pipe cleaner and wrap it around the metal frame. Alright, there we go with our sign, and then we're going to make a bow. And then we will add in some of our goodies. Hi Cindy, I am very happy to be back. I have missed you guys. Thank you all for having such patience with me, taking some time off. I had to adjust some things and come up with some new ideas and plans for my business. So all the newbies. All right, let's make a bow real quick, guys. And then we will, oops, I was going to put it on top of the ribbon, but I guess I need the ribbon. And then we will put some of this stuff in and we'll be done. Might go over just a few minutes tonight, but we'll try to keep it to a minimum. All right, like I said, I don't have a lot of ribbon for St. Patrick's Day. But what I do have is this. And we're going to use most of it. So I want a black. I'll only have those 2.5 inch, so it looks like I'm going to have to restock. We're definitely using the one with the trucks. This kind of matches his legs. He's got green stripes in his legs. This matches his shirt because he's got a plaid shirt. I think I'm going to use that one. I don't know if I want to use that one because it is, I don't know, if there's not much on there, maybe we will. Alright, so we're going to start with the black. So this one here is a 2.5 inch. We're going to do about a 12-inch tail. I'm using an easy bow maker. And if we have enough, we will do 4 loops of this. Alright, now I like to do my loops at 5.5 inches because it just works better for me that way. I don't know why. I always say that. I don't know why it makes such a huge difference from 6 inches. It's only a 1/2 inch, but it does. To me, anyway. So we're going to do that. Well, I hope y'all are having a good new year. I hope the start of your year has been good so far. I know it hasn't been good for a lot of people, but hopefully that will turn around. We've lost so many celebrities already, too. Seems like every day somebody new is showing up. Hey, Lori. Alright, so we've got 4 of these. Alright, so I wouldn't mind being back in Jamaica, though, you know, in the sun and getting another tan. I've still got a little bit of it left. It's only been, what, 2 weeks? It'll be 2 weeks on Tuesday that we got home. Oh, let's use this one. Nope, let's use this one. I don't think I have enough to do 4 loops of that. Or this, so we'll do what we can with it. What the heck, right? Use what you have. So yeah, we had a lot of fun. I swam with dolphins. That was so fun. And everybody, my daughter was just amazed. Oh, I guess I won't be doing 2 with that. Doggone it. Oh well. Alright, so these are 5 inch. So yeah, we sat next to the pool. We sat next to the beach, which is right by the pool. I mean, it was awesome. It was really hard to leave. It was really hard to leave. Of course, all of that relaxation and that we had while we were there was washed away coming home because of having to go through customs and all that. That was such a joke, I'm telling you. I won't bore y'all with the details, but just tell you, don't go through the Miami airport and go through customs if you don't have to. Pick a different airport. Alright, this one we might have enough to do for. That's all I'm going to say. Just pick another airport. Because it was a pain. My husband and I are still sore from it. He has a bad back. So it was just really hard on him. There was a lot of walking. And we had 2 hours between our flight. We got to our flight about 25 minutes before they boarded. So that was the worst part of the trip, but everything else was perfect. All right, there we go with that. We had enough for 4. Those loops were 5 inches. Truck. I want the truck. So now that I bored you with that information, just be warned. Now, my husband came up to me the other day and said, I can't believe we were just sitting on the beach a few days ago and now we got snow. And then we're supposed to get more this weekend. I don't think we're going to get it, but yeah, I'm going to do 4 of these. 2 on each side. These are just a smidge shorter than the others. That is a technical term, smidge. Alright, so my trucks are upside down on this side. As a matter of fact, Lori's on here now. She's the one that showed us how to do this. I'm going to take and I'm going to twist these one time, completely around, so that my trucks are all going the right direction. There we go. There's that one. And now I'm going to do this one the same way. Twist it. There we go. Now all my trucks are going the right direction. Let's do 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do. I need to fix this. This one's not sitting right. Let's do this one and then we'll finish off with the other one. $12 to 20 inch range. Oh my goodness, no. Keep it there, please. Keep it there. I don't want that here. Alright, I think that's going to do it. We're going to leave it at that. Oh, you know what? I should just use this for a center loop since it's all that's left. We'll just do that. I think I'm going to do it this way. Right there. Yep, right there. Alright, so there we go. There's our center loop. Let me grab a zip tie. Oh, let's use a black one. See if this one's going to be long enough. I might have to use my longer ones. Maybe, maybe not. All right. Nope, that one's going to work. Alright. I'm going to use another zip tie on the back. I probably should have used a longer one, but it is what it is. Let me get that out of the way. Alright, so when you pull that off of there, there's like a little divot where those 2 posts were. You want to make sure to put your zip tie in there. So I got to scooch it over just a little bit. I'm going to pull my locking part around to the bottom, and I'm going to take my other zip tie and put it in here. Where is it? Right there. That one and that one. I want those laying right where they are. I'm going to take this one and put it in the back, and I'm going to tighten this up a little bit. Not all the way, but enough to where it'll hold everything in place while I fluff it out. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to open up my loops, and I'm going to make sure that they go where I want them to go. And I want all my tails down here at the bottom. Alright, let's get a move on here. We're going to need to put that stuff, I'll leave it out. I'll put that up. Alright, let's put this on. Alright, there we go. Trying to get these moved over here. They like to catch on that mesh. Alright, so again, go through or go around your frame on your wreath base. Don't put your zip tie around your mesh or anything like that, or the ties, because it will come undone. So I want it on that wreath frame itself. Go a little bit tighter. There you go. Alright, then we'll fluff this out. I'm not going to spend a lot of time fluffing it, because the more I do with this wreath, the more it's just going to get messed up anyway. So after I get done, before I take pictures, I make sure everything's fluffed out and opened up. And when I send out my wreaths, I fill all these loops with tissue paper. And so now I'm going to put in my greenery and then my flowers, and we'll be done. So I'm going to put in my boxwood. So these come from my wholesalers, Sims Pottery, and they come in a little pack. I've got 2 packs of them here I'm going to use. Alright, so I'm going to put some of these in. I want to fluff them out. They're kind of smushed. So I just want to open them up a little bit. But I'm going to keep them together like that. I usually take 2 finger lengths, sometimes a little more. I have big fingers, so it's actually quite a bit. Dip that in my secret sauce over here. And we're just going to put these in around our wreath. I better move this because I will end up knocking it off the table. Alright, so I'm just going to fluff them out and then put them in. And these are just boxwood, and they stick really well to the evergreen or the pine base. Glue will stick to that like nobody's business. Alright, this one's gonna go right here. Let's do the this green, what do you call it? What's it called? 4-leaf clovers, whatever, shamrocks, whatever. I don't know what they are. Alright, once I get these on here, we probably will be done. I don't know. I've got the carnations, but I don't know if I'm going to use those or not. Alright, let's push these up. And y'all, like I said, I have the wreath attachments in my shop. I have these little bunny butts. Let me show them to you. They're 3-piece. These are big. These are huge, you guys. And they do go in the center of the wreath. So even though they look huge, they do fit in the center of the wreath. This is the black and white. Has the black and white plaid at the paws of the feet, or at the pads of the feet. Has the ears with the plaid inserts, and then he's got a black tail and his white body. And they do come with wires to attach them to your wreath. So I've got this in the black and white, and I have it in the pink. They are adorable. So I have those available in my shop at wreathdecorbydawn.com. And I also have the black dog bottom with his little pointed tail. But he also has the padded black pads on his feet. Can't really see them because it's black, but these are the real big size ones, the good size ones, and they do fit in the center of a wreath. So I have those in my shop. If anybody's interested in those, go check those out. Alright, so I'm going to take these little shamrocks, 4-leaf clovers, I don't know. Shamrock has 3 sides, and a 4-leaf clover obviously has 4. That much I do know because somebody schooled me on it one year. Again, don't care. Whatever comes out of my mouth is what I call them. Alright, this one's got some missing on it, so I think I'm going to take these off and put them on here. He needs something, you know what? He needs something in his hand, and I'll tell you why. Because, whoops, I just threw that in the trash can. When you get him, where did I do with it? Last year I put one of these, oops, in his hand. I keep dropping everything. Last year I put one of these in his hand. But, this is what comes in his hand, and I don't like this. It's a little felt, shamrock. I don't really like that one. So I usually take it off and put something else in there. One year, he was holding up one of these little box signs. Then last year, I put one of these in his hand. And then this year, I'm thinking I might use this. He can be holding this. Nice glittered shamrock, whatever you want to call it. Let me see. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a piece of wire because I don't know that glue would actually hold it on there by itself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of wire. This is 26 gauge wire. It's the same wire I used on the little guy here. Put him on. Shall we go bigger? So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take and tie this around his wrist. Right here, where you won't see it. Come on. And then I'll fix it later when y'all aren't staring at me, waiting for me to get done. And that hides that little thing on there. And then, but there we go, guys. Alright, guys, so check out my shop, wreathdecorbydawn.com. I have the wreath attachments, I have ribbon, I have signs in there, and then, of course, I have my wreaths, centerpieces, and swags and door hangers and things like that. Alright, guys, have a wonderful night. Enjoy the rest of your week. Do something fun. Be kind to one another, and I will see you again next Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. Tell your friends, come and watch, and we'll see you then, alright? Thank you, Susan. Love you. Bye.